Are you feeling the void? May 2nd, 2016. Dear ones, are you feeling the concerns that arrive with any void? Feeling that nothing is happening while, in truth, so much is. Your inner physicality is shifting in ways you likely cannot yet believe, nor can medical science yet detect with current technology. In a bit of time, you will note news stories here and there that discuss strange people with more DNA strands than expected. And you will read of medical miracles that seemingly have no reason to be, within current science knowledge and technology. But for now, with no indicators other than maybe feeling exhausted or with a few other physical indicators that something is happening despite you not knowing or understanding, such as so. The most common stages in any of your phase shifts are spiritual first, then emotional, and finally, physical. You are now in the third phase. Such is so because, without spiritual and emotional knowingness, your physical changes would seem overwhelming. You would run to the medical or homeopathic world with an ailment here and an ailment there, none of which most practitioners could explain, increasing your fear levels. Perhaps you are gaining or losing weight. Perhaps your hearing is more sensitive. Perhaps you have flu or cold-like indicators. None of which is serious within the realm of this void, but without your inner knowingness could be frightening indeed. So it is your body is shifting during this void in ways you have perhaps read about but have not yet necessarily experienced, including the addition of new DNA strands. Not all strands will be added at the same time, but instead 1 or 2 strands will be added for most during each of your ongoing voids. And the same is true for your new crystalline structure. You are shifting your physical being at the pace that is best for your totality. Neither the addition of new DNA nor crystalline structures can be completed during one void without blowing your circuits. So it is that during this void you may feel bored, for you have nothing to contemplate. Anxious, for you are not seemingly doing anything to achieve your new goals. Or anger, why me? Why is nothing happening for me like it appears to happen for others? But you will not be fearful. Even though that last statement may not be accurate for you, it will be for most. You might sense feelings you do not necessarily enjoy, but fear will be the last of those feelings. Perhaps you have read or channeled the emotions on the continuum that eventually create fear, anger, angst, envy, etc. But they are not fear. You have moved beyond fear into, if you will, higher level feelings that could eventually turn to fear, but are not fear. So it is you are evolving and better understanding your transition and the transition of others without fear. Another indicator that you are no longer of 3D, perhaps a nebulous indicator, but an indicator just the same. You are evolving in ways you cannot always see, measure, or understand. You are evolving within your physical being. Just as was true for you during your last major, memorable growth spurt, puberty, you grew physically without necessarily knowing you were doing so. You knew you needed more sleep, or that you were always hungry. But it was all part of being a teenager. So it is now. You are evolving to a 5D human god-goddess throughout every cell in your physical body, through your spiritual understanding and your emotional shifts. You are no longer just you. You are now a hybrid of many segments, a number of dimensions and frequencies, more than you have ever been before while of Earth. And as you become new you, in all your glory, your physical appearance is also changing. Many of you are now racing to your mirrors to determine if your face or body looks different. It does, but it does not. For would you be able to visit with friends or family or return to your job if your physicality was so different within hours that no one recognized you? Your physical changes are happening but not at the same pace as is true for your spiritual and emotional shifts. Your new feelings and beliefs can be maintained privately if you wish. Your physicality cannot. So it is that this is a time of change within your being that you do not yet fully understand, and few, if any, can detect. The result will be similar to a teenager someone had not seen since they were 12, and are now 18. Even though there are many changes, the 12-year-old physical being remains part of the 18-year-old. So it is, you will continue to be you, but with changes only noticed by those who have not been with you for some time. How will you be different? In a sense, you are youthing, for you will no longer believe you need to age and then transition. New beliefs, new you, new earth. Allow all to be in its time and place. So be it. Amen. Channeled by Brenda Hoffman. www.lifetapestrycreations.com